Hello and welcome to the episode of ExCEL with Gabrielle. I'm your host, Gabrielle Jordan, and every Sunday at 7 p.m. I'll be giving motivational advice and entrepreneurial tips to young entrepreneurs and leaders just like you. So make sure to head over to my website, excelyouthmentoring.com, subscribe to the ExCEL Youth Mentoring Institute, and don't forget to tell other people about this because I wouldn't want anybody to miss anything. So in this week's episode of ExCEL with Gabrielle, our third week young entrepreneur guest is a developer, writer, and student focused on computer science at Dartmouth College. Her name is Miss Kaya Thomas. With platforms that she is working with as well as creating herself, such as Black Girls Code, an organization where she is currently mentoring young African American girls how to code, Code with Kaya, her YouTube channel where she features tech tutorials, blogs, and tech resource tips for beginners, and Reread Too, a mobile resource app she created featuring books written by authors of color with characters of color. Kaya Thomas is passionate about sharing the importance of mentorship, technology, and education to the young girls today in order to mold them into smart, savvy leaders of tomorrow. So let's get into this empowering interview with Miss Kaya Thomas. Welcome, Kaya.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you for joining me. I'm very excited to get into this interview and let everybody hear about your amazing story and what you're doing. So to start, how old are you right now?
I'm 20 years old.
You're 20 years old. And how old were you when you co-founded the STEM initiative for girls?
Oh, I was 14 actually when I did that. That was my first year of high school when I co-founded the STEM camp for girls.
That's wonderful. And can you tell us a little bit about this, the name, and just share with us, why you got started and, but the background?
Definitely. So the name of it was Zonta Science Camp, and I co-founded it with the then president of the Zonta Club of New Rochelle. And Zonta is the International Organization for Women. And so we co-founded it because we wanted the girls in our community, very young girls, so age like 7 to 12, we wanted them to have like an outlet where they can perform advanced science projects. So Miss Roxanne Nielsen, who I started it with, reached out to me because I was a STEM student in high school, and she figured I can be a mentor to the girls, I can create lessons, I can organize other volunteers to come from the high school. And it was an incredible experience for me because it was my first endeavor into a big leadership project where I was the actual co-founder of something, and it involved a lot of organization. And it was a great experience because the girls, I think when they first got in, a lot of them continued to do the camp throughout the 4 years that we did it. So we had 7 camps in 4 years, and we had about 15 girls each camp. Wonderful. And so it was a really good experience. They really grew throughout the entire time. Like when they first got in, I don't think they had as much confidence in what they thought they could do. And by the end of every camp, they had these amazing science projects. Like we built crystal radios from scratch. Wow. We built rockets. We built hydroponic plants, like things. It was amazing. And so these were like advanced science projects we weren't even doing in my high school, Wow. So, and these were young girls who were able to accomplish this. And I think it just showed that, there's so much more that we can accomplish if we really push ourselves and challenge ourselves.
So science and STEM, something that's really important in your life. You work with the girls that code, and for those of you who don't know what that is, even though it's a huge organization, can you share with them what Girls That Code is all about?
Yeah, so I work with Black Girls Code, and Black Girls Code is an organization founded by Kimberly Bryant, and she founded it in 2011 because she wanted opportunities for young girls of color to get exposed to coding, because she found that her daughter was really loving computers and games but didn't know how to create them. She wanted her daughter to have that experience. So it was really great for me to start getting involved. That was 2 years ago when I started getting involved in volunteering. And I've mentored a lot of girls through the program and gone to a lot of events. And just similar to my experience with my STEM camp, it's just amazing to see the young girls accomplish something that they never thought they could.
Definitely. And so it sounds like mentorship is a big part of your life. You mentor a lot of young girls. Do you have any mentors yourself? That's something that we talk a lot about in ExCEL. It's a really big deal. So do you have any mentors?
Yes, definitely. Kimberly Bryant is a huge mentor to me, the
Wonderful.
founder of Black Girls Code. And I have other mentors that I'm trying to build a relationship with in the engineering field, in the tech industry. And mentors are incredibly important. I think it's
Definitely.
always so important to see someone who came before you and see how they did it and be able to ask them questions and
Mm.
have them guide you along. So it's
That's
incredibly
wonderful.
important.
That is wonderful. Definitely, I totally agree. We talk about it a lot here. It's because it's always something that people need. They always need the opportunity to learn more and to have someone that's in their field that can help them, to guide them. That's really, really important. It's great that you have mentors as well, and that you are also passing on your knowledge to mentor other young girls and other young people so that they can, use their full potential. It's fantastic. Uh, so, for those of you who don't know, Kaya was actually a fellow Mad Girl last year at Black Girls Rock 2015. And that was a really exciting experience. We met First Lady Michelle Obama. It was really amazing. So, share with us how that experience was for you and your perspective and how things have been afterwards.
Yeah, so it was, completely out of the blue for me. I was not expecting it at all.
Oh, wonderful.
It was actually, this was the end, no, this was the middle of my sophomore year of college.
Oh,
And so I was in finals actually,
oh
in my
wow.
final period. And so I
Wow.
was struggling a bit. And then I got an email that
Yeah.
said, "Oh, you're a candidate for Mad Girls. We want to talk to you right
Wonderful.
now." And I'm like, "What?"
That is so cool.
So it was really incredible for me, I think, because, um, you know, throughout success, there's so many obstacles that
Mm,
you face. And so I think that it was a really big affirmation that, listen, like, you can get through it, whatever obstacles you can get through it. Look how this is worth it. The work you're doing is important. People look up to you and you have to keep going. And so for me, it was a really, really big motivator.
mm-hmm.
And since then, it's been incredible, especially regarding my app that I created, We Read Too.
Oh, yes, I
Um,
was reading about that.
yeah, so with my app that I created the app in August 2014, and I've been updating it and adding new things since then. And since Black Girls Rock, there's been like a tremendous, uptake in terms of the downloads of the app, and so that really
Wonderful.
got a lot of exposure. And so now we're past 5,000 downloads, and yeah, and so
Congratulations. That's
thank
awesome.
you.
That is awesome. And
Yeah,
so,
that's
can you tell
incredible.
us what We Read Too is about? I know I read a little about how it's how African American writers, you put like books from African American writers on the app. What got you to want to start an app about this? What was the story behind that?
Of course. So it actually started from, I had the idea back when I was in high school, before I even knew about coding or anything, because I've always been a really avid reader. I love reading books. And books for me were really just important in my life. They really gave me a way to learn new things, gain new perspective.
Wonderful.
And I
I agree.
really just always loved reading. It was kind of just like a good relaxation for me. And it was really
Definitely.
important in my growing up. But when I got to high school, I started to realize that like a lot of the books that I was reading from the library, they didn't have black girl characters, and it
Mm,
started really to get to me. And so
mm,
I wish there was some type, resource where I could easily find,
yeah,
these type of books. And
definitely.
so when I got to college and I started learning computer science and how to code, I figured, oh well, now I have the skill set to create some type of resource.
Yeah.
So We Read Two is currently an iPhone application. The Android application will actually be out in the fall, and it has over 600 books,
Mm.
children's and teen books written by Black, Latino, Native American, and Asian
Oh,
authors.
wonderful. I
Yeah,
love
so
that. That's really nice. The diversity in there. It's fantastic.
exactly, because I know like all kids of color have probably experienced in their life
Yeah.
where they're reading a lot of books and they don't feel represented. And I wanted them to know that there's these stories out there, like their stories are being told. And I
Yes,
also wanted
definitely.
these authors to have a place where they're highlighted and celebrated and featured.
Hmm.
So
I think that's wonderful to, as I was saying, to have that diversity and to kind of just to show stories of other people because it's a whole world and it's good to show to
exactly.
kind of shine the light on everybody and every different culture. I think that is a fantastic feat and a wonderful idea, and I will make sure to have the links to all of that information to the app in the description below to make sure people to check that out, to be exposed to that kind of reading because we don't get that enough, it's really amazing. And I wanted to also ask a little bit about What was it? I think it was a little bit about more on the side of your coding and, what kind of, where do you want to go with that? What are the ideas that you have, the dreams that you have for this? Where do you see yourself in the future?
Yeah, that's a great question. Something I'm thinking a lot about now that I'm a rising senior in college. So, I mean, for me, I really do love programming and I really do love technology. But for me, it really goes beyond just the coding. I really want to make sure that whatever I'm building, whatever software I'm a part of, it is impacting people's lives, in some way. And somehow, I'm making people's lives better or easier, and really doing work that matters. I think that's really essential to me. So I'm really looking to, after college, join a place where I can do work that matters, in a really influential way. And so, yeah, I want to still code, but I want to make sure that the coding that I'm doing has big impact.
I love that you're focused on other people. And something that I've shared with people is that, the things that you do, it's not really about you, but the lives that you touch. And that's amazing
Yeah.
that you know that and that you are working towards that. And you already are doing that with your with your app and mentoring young girls. That's fantastic. You are already doing that and you are making amazing like trails for other young people to do the same thing. So just keep it up. I'm so happy to see another young person that is doing just amazing things for the world. And so before we close out, can you share with us some of the links maybe to your website, some social media, so that we know where to contact you and look you up?
Of course. Thank you so much again for having me. This has been such a great conversation. You can find me on Twitter. I'm ktomas901 on Twitter. My website is kayathomas.info. So you just type that in, you can get straight to my website, which also has more social media links as well. So you can find the link to download the app on my website as well.
Perfect. And all of those links will be down below, so you can check that out and make sure to go check everything that she's doing, subscribe to her social media and all of that, because she's doing amazing things for young girls, for really just multiple different communities. And obviously she was on Black Girls Rock for a reason. So make sure to support her. And thank you so much, Gaia Thomas, for being here. It was a fantastic interview.
Thank you, Gabrielle.
Thank you for watching this episode of ExCEL with Gabrielle. I hope that you enjoyed this interview with Miss Kaya Thomas. Again, check out all of the links down below, her website, her YouTube, all of her social media platforms to see how she is empowering and supporting young girls today. Also, head over to exceluthmentoring.com, subscribe to the ExCEL Youth Mentoring Institute, and look at past interviews with young entrepreneurs and adults. Also, you can email me at excel@GabrielleJordanInspires.com to send me any questions, comments, or concerns that you'd like me to discuss in my next video. And make sure you join me next Sunday at 7 p.m. to learn, grow, and excel with Gabrielle. I'll talk to you next time.